up there. I know we're working to get some of the sound from the neighbors I spoke with. I don't know if we have that yet. I don't have an IFB in my ear right now.
I think we can hear from some of those neighbors. Let's take that sound if we have it.
All I know is that he's oh my gosh. All I know is that he's been a good neighbor. I talk to him over the fence all the time. He walks his dog. Uh, he's a registered nurse. Uh, I don't know what else to say. It's just, it's senseless.
Lady whose name was Jeannie, she lives right next door to him, as you heard. She said this was a man she saw all the time, talked with over the fence. He was that kind of neighbor. And they were like adamant that there was no way he was out there looking to do harm to anyone. That is, a nurse, he was someone who was always looking to care and help.
Well, in some of the video, we see him potentially helping someone that was being dragged down to the ground by agents there. So, and we've seen these videos playing over and over again today. But to your point, a helper.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were being told by folks who live nearby. You know, his family, when we've reached out to them, hasn't been prepared to talk, and has kind of said no comment.
As you would understand.
As you would
right?
absolutely
Can you imagine
understand if that was your family or my
Yeah.
family. That's the response you get. But neighbors, when that lady you just saw, we just played that clip from her, found out she was standing in her doorway talking to another neighbor, and they're like, hey, there's a guy from the news here who says Alex has been killed, and she just let out a wail, like, not Alex.
I'm wondering, and they're neighbors, so they may not know him super closely, but
Sure.
did they know about, was he someone who was a regular protester? Was he someone who was one of these observers at scenes, or were they surprised that he was even there?
They were surprised that he was there, and they were absolutely floored that he even owned a firearm. They didn't know, and if it was the video we've seen from him out there, even at this protest, you couldn't see the firearm early on. This wasn't somebody who was walking around with a gun on his hip all the time. One gentleman said to me, I kind of thought he leaned the other way, like it wouldn't be somebody who had a gun because he was a nurse. Not that there's any indication that the firearm was illegal, but
It is.
they were
fact,
they were surprised by that.
The chief
fact.
has confirmed it was a legal gun and he did have a permit to carry. So we do know that. Whether anybody, and that goes to character witnesses, obviously, but people don't know people, either. So I mean, it's just it's hard to make any assumptions from.
Certainly, and neighbors here in Minnesota are not necessarily nosy neighbors either.
We stay out of each other's business.
Right.
That's what we do here.
And that's what they all told me was like, he's a very kind man. He's a man we spoke with regularly. We haven't been into his home.
Right.
I mean, that was kind of the response, but I can just tell you that whole neighborhood, as you talk to folks and other people were walking by with their dogs and they're going, he lived here. Oh, he was the man with the dog, was what we kept hearing.
That's how they knew him, the man with the dog.
The man with the dog, or Alex from upstairs, Alex from over the fence.
Well, AJ, thanks for your reporting out there. I mean, I know we'll get a fuller picture of Alex Preddy in the hours and days to come as we're able to speak with people who knew him more closely.
Maybe his family at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have some new pictures actually of Alex, I'm told, so if we can bring those up. Again, as the day goes on, more videos are coming in, more pictures are coming in. We're starting to learn a little bit more about the man at the center of all of this. This is 37-year-old Alex Preddy, shot and killed by federal agents this morning in the city of Minneapolis on Eat Street. And we're told by DHS that he was carrying a weapon, and they claim that he planned to do harm to as many officers as possible. We've been watching the videos all day. We've been talking to use of force experts, and it doesn't necessarily match up at this point.
Yeah, but we actually do have some sound we want to get to from Greg Bovino from Border Patrol giving his perspective on what happened there. AJ, thanks for your reporting on Alex Preddy.
We'll be back.